Now my friends, we're gonna work on the main parts of the header. So we're gonna have like the logo right here, and in the middle we're gonna have the search bar, and the right side we're gonna have that cart logo with the amount of the products we have in the carts. So if we're back to the index, so we had the ad and then the tab. So after that we will have the, let's call it for example main. So we can create a component right here, main, and then .js, RFC, like that. So let me copy the import info styles, and then let me change that right here. Okay, and then go back and also import it here like that. So we have the main parts right here. So if I zoomed out a bit, you can see that. Okay, do we have something inside this? Okay, so we have main. Let me just make sure. Okay, so we have it right here. So now what I'm trying to do, I'm tired of zooming in and out. Okay, so right here, let's remove that from here, and we're gonna have a class name that's gonna be styles.main, and then inside this we're gonna have another that's called styles.main container. So this is main, remove this h from here, and we're gonna have three sides. So for the first side is gonna be the logo, so it's gonna be a link, and the link imported from next link. The href is gonna be // which is the main route for our application. So you can't leave the link empty. So inside this we're gonna have, so when you have like, you can have it directly, but sometimes I prefer to have like an e tag, because the link right here, if you add a class name to it, it doesn't count. So you just have an e tag like that, and just add it a class name which called like for example logo, like that, and remove the href. So this is some way if you want to have like multiple elements or add a class name to that link, you do it inside an e tag inside it. So because you can do it right here. And then inside this simply we're gonna have our own image. So I'm gonna leave the image for you also. You have access for all files, so don't worry about it. I'm just gonna go top. So I'm gonna go to logo.png if I remember. Okay, like that. So it's in the public folder. You don't need to actually write like right here, you write like public then / you don't need to, because it's the public folder. So I going up from the header, then out of the components, then I go to the public folder, and then the logo which is inside the public right here, logo.png. Okay, and then so right here we have the logo, that's the link, and then we're gonna have another class name which is gonna be for the search, so styles.search, and then the left side is gonna be the input. So the input is gonna be type text. We can change it to search, but leave it like that. So the placeholder is gonna be search, for example, like that. Let me see if we have a class name. We don't. So after that we're gonna have an icon. So let's have a div that's gonna be search icon. And then inside this we're gonna have the icon. So it's gonna be, let me just get the name right, from React icon. So it's gonna be ri, and then search, and then it's gonna be, let me just make sure, 2line. I hope this is right. Let me import it. So import, then from React icons, and then first two letters which is ri, like that. So let me see if I got it. We got it. Sorry for the noises. Let's get back to work. So I have the search. We're gonna have the cart. So .styles.cart. Okay. So maybe we can have that like inside the link. What am I doing? So maybe let me remove that and do the same thing that we've done before. So this is gonna be a link, and href is gonna go to /cart, and inside this we're gonna have an e tag. Okay, what am I doing? Without an href, and then we just simply add the class name to it, and inside it we can have like, first of all it's gonna be like the icon, which is gonna be ifa open cart. Let me see that. So from ifa, and then let me import that, go back right here. Okay, so what is the problem? Let me just make sure the name is right. Okay, so this is not capital. See, this is lowercase, not uppercase. So as you can see, it's right here. Now going back, we need also a span that's gonna have like the count. So to get the count from the what do you call it, the store. So we already created Redux store. So to get the elements from that, you can simply go const and then get the name of it that we called it, which was cart, and then we can use the use selector from React Redux, and simply what we will do is just go to the state and just spread the state. And by spreading the state, I can get anything that we have. So like for example, cards, user, whatever we have there. And if you remember, the cart was an array. So we can simply just go right here and go cart.length, which is going to be 0 in the beginning because we didn't even work on that. So right here is going to be 0, but it's, let me just show you if I go right here to style and then change to the color to be black. Okay, we can't even see that. I don't know why. I thought it was white color, but it's not. So cart.length, we will see when we work on the size, and we will see how's that. So let me console log first of all the cart.length. Yeah, because I get annoyed when things don't go right. So let me just go back to the console, and you can see undefined. Okay, so there is something not right. We will work on that later, but the most important thing is that this is how you get the cart exactly. We can make it like, for example, for now 0, because we didn't work on that late yet. So let me go back to silence, and then right here we can start. So for the main, I'm just gonna go have position relative, and then height is gonna be 70 pixel, and then display flex, and then align items center. Let me zoom out and then go back right here. So inside this, we're gonna go to the container right now, and this is gonna have the max width to be 1000 pixel, and then we want to make it in the center, so margin 0 auto, and then also we need to have a padding. From top is gonna be 0, and from right and left is gonna be 1 rem, and then we're gonna have, so display flex, align item center, then justify content, space between, so we can have the space, not around, between, a gap of 1 rem, and then also just make sure the width is 100% taken. And then we can go to the logo. We can call it main logo. I'm just like, you can do whatever you want. So I'm gonna go inside the image, and then the width 170 pixel, like that, and then also the margin top to be 10 pixels, so we can move it a bit from top, and you can see it right here. Okay, so this is actually looking nice. So now we work on the search. So after the logo, I'm gonna go to search, and then this simply is gonna be display flex, the usual stuff, align item center. We live with display flex. So, and then we're gonna use flex one, so it can take like the full space it's available for it. So I'm just gonna go to the input and give it width 100%, and it's just gonna spread depending on the width that it has. So that's gonna be very nice, and you're gonna see. So for the background is gonna be this color 6E, and then it's gonna be like BC or something. Yeah, I don't want to use them as variables because we're not gonna use them that much. So 1, 2, okay, we need 1, like that, and then you're gonna see how it's gonna look. So the height is gonna be 40 pixel, and then also border radius is gonna be 5 pixel, like that. And then we can go now to the input inside it, input, and then I'm gonna go with 40, not that. So this is the input, is gonna be border none, so there is no border, no outline also, and then we want to make the width 100%, and that's what I told you. It's gonna take the full space available, the height 100%, which is gonna take the height of the parent, which is 40 pixels. So now it's like disappearing, so we're just gonna make the background like transparent, like that, and it's gonna go to the color of the parents also. Then we're gonna need to add a padding from the left side of 1 rem, like that, and then we're gonna select the search icon, which is gonna be this one right here for the search. We can give it a width of 40 pixel, the height is 40 pixel. I want to center it, so let me also just move this a bit. So when I center it, to center that, there's 2 ways. So but for the when you have like one element, the easiest way is to use display grid and then place items and then center, and then you can center that. But if you have like many other items, you can use the display flex and then align item center and then justify content center, so you don't like screw the order of the elements. But this way for one element is better. And then we're gonna have the blue color for the background, like that. And then also let me just see, so we're gonna have a border top right radius to be, let me just see, 5 pixels, and then we're gonna need bottom right radius 5 pixel, like that. As you can see, it's because we have the border radius for the search. We want to just have it from both sides there, and then we're gonna have the cursor to be pointer, and then we're gonna go to the SVG inside, and then we're gonna have the width 20.21, not savage, and then 21 also for the height, and then we're gonna fill it white, like that. Okay, so let me just see it. Let me go back to the normal state. This is actually very good. And then we want to work on the cart icon also. So let me just go, let's have it after, let me just make sure. Okay, so we are inside the search, we can have it inside it. So dot cart, and then I'm gonna have the position to be relative, and then for the SVG, let me make sure that everything is right. 35 pixel, the height 35 pixel. I can talk, so fill is gonna be this color. Just refresh, it doesn't seem to change. Maybe we need to stroke it. Yeah, it doesn't make any change. Let me remove that. Yeah, maybe you can see that later. Maybe you can use like the filter invert property and then the cursor pointer. And then I want, when I hover, let me just see right now, to actually fill it blue. See if that's gonna work. It doesn't, even with stroke. It doesn't. Let me just make sure. So this is class name is cart, so it should work. Also the width, it doesn't. This is actually kind of confusing. Let me just see. So this is the icon. Maybe we need to have it outside. Yeah, we need to have it outside. That's kind of weird, but yeah, we continue with that. So after the SVG, we have a span, and then we're gonna have a position to be absolute. When a position is absolute, so from the top is gonna be -5 pixel, and then let me just see, from the right is gonna be -10 pixels. And then what else? So we're gonna have a background to be blue, so blue color. And then we're gonna have the width 23, the height 23 pixel. They want to make it round, so border radius 50% to make it center, display grid, and then place items center, and then also the font weight to be 600 and the color to be fully white. Okay, so this is was a span like that. So let me go. Okay, so this is zoomed in for you to see how it looks. Let me zoom out to see how it's gonna look for me. Something like this, which is absolutely amazing. So we've done with that. If I forget something, you can do that for yourself. And also if you want to make few changes, you can, because this is an absolutely sexy header. Okay, everything looks amazing in the header. We follow the patterns that we have, like an ad, and then we have the search bar, you know, very like obvious for the user, the logo and the card, so we can make easy access. Also, if you want to make I don't know, like the categories, right, say for search, we might do that when we come to search. We might add the, depending on the category we can search by, but for now this is looking absolutely gorgeous. And then next video we're gonna start work on in the header, and then we're gonna work on the country API.